Peace, everybody. What's going on? Remember that song, Ease Back? Ease Back. Yeah. I hope you check that video out I put up. It was on Shelton Avenue. I happened to look up, and on the corners of that building, there's a building right across the street. It's like a high rise, an old world high rise, right across the street from Presbyterian Church. It's on Shelton Avenue, the west side of Shelton Avenue. And hey, it's a so-called black dude on each corner, each corner of the building. One has a fez on with a tassel, and the other is like, you could tell he like an Indian style. And he dark skinned, he dark too, you could tell. You know what I mean? I put the video up, you should check it out. But shoot, I'm like, man, I've been around for a long time, never really, well, most of us don't ever really look up. You know what I mean? We don't never look up for real. But I just happened to look up, and I saw it. I said, let me look closer, and I blew my phone up. I said, man, this dude got a fez on. And, on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? But that just goes to show. It's more proof, of the Moorish origin of this city here, Philadelphia. But it's not just Philadelphia, but it's this whole thing over here.
You invite me to make you a mermaid?
Yeah, but it's once you open your eyes and you start, seeing stuff and really allowing yourself to see the stuff. You know what I mean by allow? Like a lot of people, the programming has different effects. It makes you scared. It also makes you content. If you're in a certain state of contentment, you ain't gonna want to look, because I don't want to be bothered with that, man. This and that. I just want to feel good today for whatever reason. And sometimes a lot of us just want to feel good. Even feeling good about something that ain't really good. Well, because we think we know about it. We would prefer that as opposed to having to go through the trials and tribulations of sorting through some newfound information. But the fact of the matter is, in order for you to be on the truth, you got to know the truth. And you also got to desire for that to be uppermost, in the land. The people's identity is the most important thing. You know what I mean? We got to really check ourselves, even coming from a religious background. How, in religion, I remember we would see people come from other places on the same religion as us, and we would see them doing some things that we may have thought that was outside of the religion, right? But if you know anything about people, a lot of peoples that do things, it's a cultural thing. Like, they can have the same religious belief, but have a different cultural dynamic. And we'll see people that's like that, and we'll be like, but we'll accept it. We'll just be like, oh yeah, well they this, they that. They just, that's what they do, where they come from. You know what I mean? But when it come down to your own people, especially a people that has been done the way we've been done. Now, I ain't gonna say we've been done dirty. That's another thing I want to bring some light to. People like, even people, African people, or people in Australia, people in the Philippines, people, you name it. All these people, man, been done the same way. That's why, you go to South America, you got Afro-Argentinians, Afro-Brazilians, all this different. Man, people ain't African. Afro-Filipino, all that, man. Them people ain't African. They not. You know what I mean? But being as though they want to be, you know, they want to denationalize the people and say that the people are a combination of peoples that came from somewhere else. That's how they do it, and it's a very strong method. You know, especially when you figure like this. Look, if you're a United States citizen, when your child gets 4 or 5 years old, the so-called law, which ain't the real law, makes it obligatory that you send your children to the public schooling system. So it's not really public education, it's public indoctrination. So, and then we always come, you know, now we coming up with all these kids getting raised by the internet, raised by the well, we used to be raised by the television and the radio. And being raised by, you know, these children is spending more time with the teachers in the class than they is with their own parents and family members. So the opinions of the opinions of the teachers, the people that's getting paid money and went to school to indoctrinate your kids, these are the ones that's giving your kids their religion, giving your kids their religion, giving your kids their way of being and way of thought. So keep that in mind. You know what I mean? And we didn't dealt with these issues prior to somebody in your own. Because when I be making these videos, I'll be figuring that I'm talking to somebody that's from my group here, meaning not even just the melanated group, meaning people from Philly, people, you know. But I know it's for real, for the people that's probably more taking heed to it, it's people that ain't from here. Because that's just how it works. But, you know, that's why and because a lot of times it's easier for people to take stuff from people that's unknown to them as opposed to taking it from the people that's closest to them. There's, you know, person to hear something, person from way over here, hear me say something, they be like, damn, remember when, you know what I mean, Mike used to come through here and be talking that same stuff, man. Wow, and we fronted on him and we, you know, treated him like a sucker and this, that, and the third. But then, you know, you hear from somebody from somewhere else and you be like, damn. But that's cool. Because that's just how, you know, that's how the people are in a lot of ways. But just how it is. As long as you get the information, as long as you get the knowledge, you know, get pointed in the direction of knowing yourself and establishing your nationality, you know what I'm saying, then that's one of the biggest things, you know. That is the biggest thing, actually. So it don't really matter. You know, it's a big, foolish competition going on, you know, in the world today, especially on the internet now, because that's the biggest influencer. Especially because we got a lot of common people voicing and spreading information and stuff like that. You know, we all get tested with certain stuff. You know, like even with the stuff, oh man, well I was the first one to say this or to do that. Man, ain't none of us the first, man. This stuff, you know what I mean, even with the Moorish stuff, whether you know, the Nation of Islam, mainstream Sunni Islam, all that. How you doing? I'm making a video, man. I don't have no cash. Hold up. I got some change. But I've been good. There you go.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, peace. Yeah. So none of us ain't the first one to come. None of us ain't the first one to come with this stuff. None of us. You know what I mean? You could be the first one to maybe take a certain kind of stand in your neighborhood or whatever to go against the grain of certain things, but we ain't the first one coming with this information. This ain't no new stuff. We've been Moors. We've been the perception of what Indians are and all that. We've been that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. You know, the thing is to get back to being who you are. You know, and then you can't break down, and because a lot of times people, man, they graduate from They graduate from being African American and black, you know, then they, you know, I'm Indian, all right, but you know, and then but they don't want to be like more. They don't understand that yet. So all right, let them be Indian. Let them be Indian because it's a march. You know what I mean? We marching back to our original selves. And then, for real, if you really look at certain stuff, it's better to call somebody a Moor than calling them black. You know what I mean? So the terminology, so understand why a lot of us use that terminology, calling them brothers Moors and yo Moor or whatever, like all that kind of stuff. It's better than calling a person black. You know what I'm saying? And the NGA word, you know, but even though the NGA word has a multiple meanings and significances, but you know, we growing. Everybody growing. I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm changing. I'm different every day. I think I run across something every day that kind of slightly changes me. You know what I mean, for the better. Yeah, cause I ain't went back or stood still in a while now. You know what I mean? So which was a good thing. And, you know, I feel good about that. But yeah, I just urge myself and I urge everybody. I kind of went a little longer than I wanted to, but you know, it's just good. And if you understanding these words that I'm saying and pointing into the direction, because I ain't pulling no books out yet. You know, I got some books too. You know what I mean, and all that, but I try to point people into the direction. It's people that already got multiple videos and different stuff, man, that can break down a lot of different stuff in a more articulate way than me. So I'm gonna point you that way. But for those of us who out in the streets and we have relationships with the people in the neighborhoods, start speaking your truth. Stop calling yourself black. Start getting back to your true and natural self. Start opening up your eyes to seeing the stuff that's right in front of your face, the truth about you. And hey, we winning. So I'll dial back in maybe later or tomorrow. You know, hopefully everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Peace.